Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along. It's good to be back for the Extinguished Motorsports. One thing I want to address, first of all, I do apologise for the very late start. That is not my bad. We were late. We were invited to the lobby, my bad. A lot later than usual, which means that qualifying has started about 18 minutes later than we normally should have done. But even then, tonight still should be good for the 5th round, I believe, of the season. Yes, round 5 for Austria Reverse. What is going on, man? This looks weird. Let's read some of the chat really quickly then, shall we? Wolfie says 18 minutes late. I've already addressed that. Been waiting since past. I do apologise. I am not bullying you that for a game. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. How college been, Jack? Don't really see much of each other now, do we? I know. To be fair, mate, it's actually been really good. Really enjoyed it so far. I don't know, nothing more I can say. I mean, the only thing that I'm not enjoying is Motorsport Maths on Thursday, which is a bit... that is a pain in the arse. Absolutely horrible. But apart from that, it's really good. It's really good. Hopefully you're getting on all right. How are you doing? You have to let me know. But anyway, ladies and gents, Austria Reverse for the 5th round of the season, and we're already halfway through this Extinguished Motorsports season. It's absolutely crazy. Jack feels sorry I had to do it. What do you mean, mate? I've got no idea what is going on. But, ladies and gents, we've got 11 drivers joining us today, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Austria Reverse, one track that I absolutely love backwards. It is superb. I don't know how long the race actually takes, given that it is backwards. I know normally around here about 44 to 45 minutes that we've had on average then in the recent commentaries, but backwards, of course, tracks are completely different, so today could be a bit of a mix-up. But 13 minutes of qualifying then, ladies and gents, left of this session, and currently Pepe's and Fatality, the two RBs, locking out the front row of the grid. It's Stray Dog then third place, and that is all your drivers with times on the board right now. What is going on? The chat is absolutely brilliant today. Thanks everybody for joining. It's been really quiet recently, so a good chat we've got right now, which is really good. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's been it's going good. Just been doing assessments, going good. Having the odd mistake, but it's expected so far. That's good, mate. Really good. I'm glad you're getting on all right. We'll have to meet up at some point, Drew. Definitely. At the minute, I swear I've got no time. I feel really busy at the minute, but we'll try to sort something out. That pro gamer, what have I missed? Jack, I think. Oh, Collins with a 104.9. I've got to quickly let you know about this one, ladies and gentlemen. Collins was not here last week for Extinguished Motorsports after maybe I think having to go to work, of course, here on a part-time deal as a reserve, and he's back again today. He won the first 3 rounds of the season, and he's here to win another. Can he do 4 for 4 in all of the rounds that he's been here? We're going to have a look. I think it could happen. Wolf in the chat. Weekly news updates on Jack's channel. Wolfie subbed for 8 months. You're absolutely right, mate. Wolfie has been subbed for 8 whole months, which is just incredible. I think Jack, I think calling someone mayonnaise is bullying. Well, my apologies, mate. Sorry. But tonight should be pretty good. 11 drivers on the grid. We have seen more before, but you know, it should be great. And hopefully if you're sticking around, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've got post-race interviews as well, alongside the live action, which we're gonna get that done out of the way soon. Seeing Jay in the chat, it's good to see you, mate. Of course, he's saying you're getting off the last to first today. Let's see how well you can do. We will just find out with 11 minutes of qualifying left then. So a long while left before the end of this session. And currently Collins setting the fastest time, everybody. Get rage baited. What? Well, I was not rage baited. During the chat, we've got a few drips in our class though, proper. I can imagine. Mate, when I'm walking around that college, some of the people that are walking around there, it's mental. Hoping for P3, says Scene. Could be good. We'll find out. Disqualified from this qualifying session is Scene J. He also says he has no teammate, L Constructors. That is a shame. The Ferrari, of course, having no teammate. That is the one thing about, you know, having less drivers. Of course, a lot of teams are left, you know, unfilled, which is a shame. Passing into the pit lane then. And I've got to say, what a track this is backwards. Absolutely brilliant to drive. When I used to play a little bit with Drew, actually, who's in the chat right now. We used to play, I remember being pretty decent around here. What a track it is. Hopefully I can race around here again soon. Seeing, what did you do to get the DSQ, says Wolf. Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing, actually. Seeing, yeah, how did you get the DSQ? Got to go, I'm in Germany at the minute. Well, how come you're in Germany anyway, mate? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got post-race interviews after this, and then we have, at the end of the night, I think it'll be tomorrow that I'll get to post it, a race highlight reel, which will be posted on my YouTube tomorrow. So we will we'll have a bit of fun with that. But Pepe's with a 700th of a second improvement in the is it the first sector? It is the first sector. Sorry, normally the last sector. I'm getting a bit confused there. Pepe's heading down and towards the left-hander, which is a massive and hard braking zone then, ladies and gentlemen. Massive braking zone in this backwards track. But Pepe's takes it brilliantly and heads all the way down then with the fastest middle sector. Pepe's is absolutely flying here in Austria for the reverse track, and he heads around the final corner. Everything has been absolutely perfect. He crosses the line in qualifying from P4. Still, never mind, provisional pole. I completely missed the line there. 104.7, 2 tenths quicker than Collins on time. And it's Pepe's in the RB who snatches provisional pole, ladies and gentlemen, in the early stages. Well, to be fair, the latter stage of the session now. We're getting into the later side of it. Fatality is out there right now and down massively. Dom Pedrito is going to be over the line then. He's into P5 with nearly a 4/10 of a second improvement. But if you are in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen, which is a few of you, we've got a few people in the chat right now, put in your qualifying predictions. I want to know, who do you think is going to be on pole position then for this race today? Or, you know, just pick a driver that you think is going to maybe win the race. We'll find out. Jack is going to do a commentator's curse. Mate, it happens all the time. Happens all the time. Yeah, glad to hear it's going well, both of us. Yeah, definitely, mate. Someone is going to be on pole. Going to go now. Bye. Okay, mate. See you later. See you later. Have a good evening. Have a good night. It's fatality in the pit lane. We've got Collins in P2 and 2 tenths of a second faster in the first sector, ladies and gents. Can the Haas snatch provisional pole? He's won 3 out of the 4 races we've had so far. He's won every race that he's been to this season, and he could, well, win again today. Pepe's on a brilliant time so far, but Collins finding 2 tenths of a second, and right now, absolutely finding time. What's going to happen then, ladies and gents? We're going to find out around the final 2 corners and towards the line. Long run down towards the line here in Austria reverse. And Collins snatches pole position. 3/10 of a second improvement. And he is back up at the top of the leaderboard with 6 minutes to go. Collins with this sensational time. It's the 1 minute 4.632. 1/10 slower, faster. Voice crack. Wow. 1/10 faster than Pepe's so far. Have to go out, mate, for a night. Me and you somewhere. Go get someone to drop us off and pick us up. Yeah, that'd be really good, mate. Definitely. I'll message you at some point. We'll sort it out. That'd be really good. Yeah, see you later, Pro Gamer. See you later. Seeing in the chat, I'm expecting a race win from you, mate. Come on, last to first. We want that race win. It's gonna be possible, but can it actually come true? We'll find out. Still 5 minutes to go of qualifying, everybody. So a little while before the end, but then it is the 50% Grand Prix, which is going to last a little bit longer than usual because, of course, we started 18 minutes late. So we're going to finish 18 minutes late. Jack on making moves. Yeah, mate. Absolutely brilliant recruitment for CPG. But yeah, mate, with the graphics as well, let me know when you finish those graphics. That'd be superb. As Passy over the line. Passy on pole position now by a 1/10 of a second. What a time then from the Alpine. It's a 1 minute 4.5, and he sticks it on the top spot, ladies and gentlemen. Passy on pole in the latter stages of qualifying. Collins in P2. He's got a 1/10 of a second then to the man in front. Pepe's in 3. Speed Freak now with an validated lap in 4. But what a time from Passy. And qualifying is getting very, very tight now. We are working on them. Folder is going to be big. Oh, really, mate? I'm so excited. Thank you for doing this, by the way. I do want to ask you, Wolfie, you don't have to do this, by the way. Oh, my God, the voice cracks are mad. You don't have to do this. But with some of the graphics, do you think you'd be able to make the normal graphics, but then do you think you'd be able to make, like, a couple separate ones, maybe with, like, I don't know, like, a few pumpkins on, or, like Halloween-y kind of stuff? Because over Halloween, I want to have some more, like, I want to have some, obviously my normal graphics, but I just want some like Halloween-y stuff on them for Halloween. By the way, Jack, your new transitions on the intro are nice. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I've had them for a few weeks now. They're pretty good. The only thing that I'm not liking is that race intro. I don't know if you saw it, but the intro at the start, that is an old video that I made ages ago. It's not very good, but I just thought I'd use it for today, just to I don't know, make it flow into the commentary. So we can cover a race intro. Well, that'd be brilliant, mate. Whatever you want to do. Of course, I guess it's all for the benefit of CPG, isn't it? So yes, needs some new overtaking scenes. Yeah, you're right. It was a bad video. It was a bad video, to be fair, but you know, maybe Wolfie can sort that, like he says. Fatality then, everybody. It's up on time. Is he still up on time is the question. As he heads over the second sector, and it's a whole 7/10 of a second quicker. This man is on for a decent time and currently on track for P4, P3. He's definitely second row of the grid, surely, if he keeps this kind of pace up round the final corner, flying towards the line. It's Fatality. Where will he end up? It's P5. Not too bad. 0.6 of a second improvement. Just about, very nearly, getting into the 1 minute pause. I'm getting my first owner car on Saturday. I'm so happy. Oh, mate, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. That's really cool. Well done. Good stuff, mate. You'll have to let us know how you get on with it. That'd be really good. Mate, honestly, I'd love a car. Just not practical, is it? It's not at all. Plus he will get his debut on Monday, yeah. But yeah, ladies and gents, it's good to see the action in the chat tonight. It really, really is. Hopefully the stream can be a bit more lively. This is the most people we've had in chat for so long. It really is. I've not had this many people in here for an absolute eternity. I would put the face cam on normally, but I'm not ready for it. My room is an absolute mess, and I've got like, I've just eaten my dinner as well, so my dinner's on the side, so I can't put the face cam on tonight. But in the future, I will put it back on. I'll make sure to keep it on, you know, for longer periods of time. Anything else you need, I'm going to think about it, mate, and let you know. But let me just finish Sunday qualifying, and then I'll have a think. And I'll let you know. But it is Patsy then, ladies and gentlemen, the man on provisional pole. There's 1 minute and 45 seconds left of this session, and pole is up for grabs here at Austria Reverse for the round 5 of Extinguished Motorsports. And Fatality retires then in 5th position. Percival retires in 9, and Scene J hasn't even set a time with a qualifying ban. Starting from the back of the grid, coming into the 50% race after this. Collins then is about to start a flying lap. Most likely going to be his final flying lap of the afternoon, so he must make it count. It is 0.3 of a second faster on his outlap there, but he's going to give it another go. Here we go then for the Haas car of Collins for his final time, ladies and gentlemen. His final time that he's going to be able to set today. Is it going to go well for him? We're going to find out at the end of this first sector. First of all, will it be any good? It's a 1/10 of a second down. 1/10 of a second down. In the chat, Astigo Silverstone, new karting track. Guess how much it is per person? Mate, I swear it's like £80 to £100. My mum was talking to me about it. £80 to £100, yeah, mate, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff to go Silverstone karting. Collins then, ladies and gents, with 30 seconds. 30 seconds of qualifying. He could be the man to go faster again. He could be on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix in reverse, and he flies towards the line for his final time. 10 seconds left of qualifying. Collins, is he on pole? He is on pole. It's a 1:04.3. Collins beats Passy on time, and at the moment looking like the best man for pole. Collins, who has took pole 3 times out of the 4 that he's been here. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. Can Collins keep it? Can Collins keep it? Passy, it's done in second place. Pepes is done in 3. Don Pedrito then, is he going to be able to improve around the final few corners? He will not go quicker. He's going to cross the line, staying in P4. Speed Freak, not looking like he's going to improve with a half a second down. Owen is up by 0.3 of a second. Absolutely light as a feather towards the line then, with no fuel left on that car. Here we go then for the Haas. He's up to 4th place at the end of qualifying. Speed Freak is down massively too. Mr. Pip Smith then, what has he got in store for us today? Up towards the line, he crosses it in qualifying, and it is P8 at the end. Speed Freak won't improve. We've got Collins, ladies and gents, who has finished his lap, and the Haas is on pole position for Austria reverse. What a qualifying, ladies and gents. 50% Grand Prix up next. What's the chat been going on about then? What did Cian say? Bro, I found it on Marketplace for like €700, but it just needs new brakes. It's a 125 road tax. Jeez. Cian says that's cheap. Mate. Honestly, I'm used to team sport. I'm used to flipping team sport student rates, £27. £100 is crazy. I've paid £400 for the Silverstone karting. Well, oh my, man, that's crazy. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Finishing results at the end of qualifying, if they even come up on your screen. It's taking a bit longer than usual. I don't think we're going to get the finished results, unfortunately. Well, I've got to go out and I'll speak to you. Have to stay in touch. We will go out soon together as well. Yeah, definitely. See you later. Have a nice night, Drew. Oh man, look at the weather, everybody. Look at the weather here in Austria. It is absolutely pouring it down. Ahead of the drivers, this is going to get quite exciting. For here, a rental race is about £100 at an indoor track. You're kidding, man. That is crazy. Nothing like that. Nothing like that price here. Mental, man. And I've paid for the F1 experience at Silverstone. Oh, no way, mate. That's so cool. I'm rich, lol. Where's your money coming from, Wolfie? Where's your money coming from? Own up. There we go then, everybody on the grid then. The formation lap begins here in Austria. Oh, Wolfie, what a trade. Absolutely brilliant. The drivers make their way around the track then, everybody, and this is it. This is it. The round 5, where Collins could be a race winner again. And if you're in the chat, put in your early race predictions. Who is going to start, everybody, as who's going to start? Sorry, who is going to win? Sorry, the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's find out as we are about to line up on the grid. Here we go then, everybody. All the way down the back straight as it is. Right, now Collins being the man in front. The full wet tyres are out and you're going to get a longer race. I won 14,500 for a year and then I've got at least 100k in savings. Man, what the hell? 100k in savings? Mate, where's your money coming from? What the hell? Well, I wish I was as rich as you, jeez. What a life. Oh, great-granddad was... Oh, fair enough, mate. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but, wow. You seem like you're sorted, mate. Really good. Here we go then, everybody. Ahead of the drivers. For round 5 with Collins being the man in front. The Haas, will he win today or will Passy beat him to it? It is lights out and away we go then here in Austria. Reverse and Collins off the line pretty well in the wet conditions. Passy in the Alpine up the inside line to try and take an early lead up the inside of the Haas. Will he be able to get ahead? Absolutely brilliant neck and neck through the first corner. A bit of wheel banging going on in the wet conditions, but Passy might about just stay ahead then. His wheels just about sticking ahead, ladies and gents. What an absolutely brilliant start. Passy 1, Collins 2, Owen then slots up to 3 as your position changes on your screen. Early position changes seen already up to P6. What a start from C&J. Double overtake we've just missed there from 8 to 6. He started at the back of the grid. This man is absolutely flying them with 35 laps to go of the Grand Prix in C&J. What a race so far. What a race. Already on the first lap and he's absolutely flying in 6th position then. Oh, the race sliding out for the Ferrari. Don Pedrito as well doing the exact same thing. He makes a bit of contact there and then he slides around. Pepe's with a 10-second penalty too, who is all the way down to P10. 7 places lost and now another one. He loses a place to Stray Dog who flies through, ladies and gentlemen. What a start this Grand Prix it is here in Austria Reverse as the rain is coming down heavily. It isn't looking like it's going to stop anytime soon. I don't think we're going to see the dry compound tyres at all. We might see the inters later on, but the dries are absolutely out of the question right now. The rain is just immense. The drivers are going to have to really, really be careful and think on their feet here to keep on the track and keep the race, you know, at a good level for the whole entire time. It's a long evening they've got here now, about 45 to 50 minutes of racing that they've got ahead of them, ladies and gentlemen, in this Grand Prix. And Passy is the man in front and holding it pretty well. He's got the fastest first sector, sorry. Just don't want any gold to your nose, says Wolfie. Yeah, seems like you're all sorted, mate. Really, really good, that is. But a great start, everybody, and we of course have got the post-race interviews coming up after this race too. Collins unfortunately won't be able to join us, which is a shame. He just says he's going to have to go after the race and shoot off, which is such a shame. Speed Freak with a 3-second penalty, and Owen in 3rd place, heading all the way around the first few corners here in Austria Reverse with 33 laps remaining, and he's got his teammate ahead of him. I can't take out savings, have a block on it. Oh, right, or I would have paid in full. Oh, fair enough. What a start, everybody. I really got to say, it was really good to watch. And my bad, I didn't even realise the intermediates have already been out. Some drivers did start on the inters, which I didn't even notice. And that's a very good stuff from them then. Maybe that's going to work out, maybe not. Could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. What we will find out seen Jay in 5. He has made up massive places, 7 places since the start. He started down in P12, and I mean, what a race from him so far. Absolutely brilliant. There's Passy with the fastest lap, and he leads by 1.4 seconds from Collins in 2nd place. This is looking promising from Passy today. Yeah, no worries, Wolfie. Absolutely brilliant. No worries at all. So I'm guessing that is the Monday that I've already completed, and then 2 races, is it, Wolfie? I think. Yeah, thought so. All good. Lap 4 of 36 then. And it is Passy, your race leader, by 1.5 seconds to the drivers. Collins in 2nd place. I thought I went on Do Not Disturb, unless I went offline mode. Oh, well, that's great, isn't it? There we go, my bad. That is all sorted now. I'm going to have to get my Xbox Game Pass back soon. I've had it for nearly 3 months. The time's nearly up. Going to have to get that back again. But for now, it seems to be all good. Hopefully, it doesn't run out soon. But Fatality in 7, looking like he could have made a move on Don Pedrito there, had to hang back. Pepe's with a 10-second time penalty. Getting close up behind the Alpine, and Fatality smashing through the marker board nearly with a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Wolfie, that is no bother at all, mate. No worries. All to round 5, yeah, sounds good. I'm going to actually take a picture of that just so I remember, so I don't forget, and then I know. But Passy's rears absolutely sliding out on him there a minute ago, and he just about caught it on the track with a 1.5 second gap to the man behind, and he's really driving a great race. The rain is definitely stopping, slowly but surely. It is definitely coming down, don't get me wrong, but right now it is getting less and less, and this man in front is fastest in the middle sector, absolutely flying. Owen is catching a little bit. Collins has dropped down to 3. My bad, didn't even notice that. Owen's made a move on his teammate, and Collins is the man behind. Starting on the intermediates was an absolutely superb call, absolutely brilliant call. Passy hasn't done so, and the gap is coming down. Owen clearly and visibly much quicker than on the track right now with much faster tyres, because of course the dry line's forming and the rain is only coming down lightly now and not as heavy as it was. Fastest middle sector fastest final sector for Owen. Man, these sectors are really messing my brain up. Lap 7 of 36 then, ladies and gentlemen, and definitely a long race on our hands. 18 laps we're going to get, 18 laps we're going to get to halfway, and then it's going to be another 18 until the end. But Fatality then currently sat in 10th position and in the pit lane now, coming out on brand new tyres, and the RB is looking all freshened up then with the new intermediate tyres, and they should work a little bit better for him then as he exits the pit lane now on the 7th lap of the Grand Prix. forgot to ask, when the clips of the race be done, mate, I will get on that as soon as possible. I've just been very busy past few days, but of course for Extinguished Motorsports tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to make the highlight reel as well, so I'll try and get it all done at the same time. All right, because we're going to be posting on TikTok. Sounds good. That's going to be really good. Andrew Pittsmith out of the pit lane then in the Mercedes, everybody, and he's on the brand new Inters too. We're going to see a lot of drivers coming into the on the Inters. As a few have already done so. Fatality has left. I think something may be wrong with the internet there. As we have got tyres on your screen. A few on the wet still. Majority, though, on the mediums. Majority are, though, on the intermediates. And a move here, then. Passy and Owen swapping positions as Passy now has to make that pit stop for the intermediates. He won't be happy with this. He will not be happy with this at all. Owen with a much better strategy call there, everybody. You know, after starting on the intermediates, worked out brilliantly for him. And now he's going to be able to accumulate a massive gap from behind. The rain pretty much has stopped. There's still coming down extremely lightly, though. And I think right now, you know, we've just got to wait until the rain stops. Speed Freak has carried on the wets, and you know, they're not going to have a hell of a lot of grip compared to the rest of them. The intermediates then are, you know, they're kind of half slick, half full wets, and they work pretty well. But you know, the wets in these conditions, the full wets, it's not wet enough for these, and he's going to really be struggling. Speed Freak, they need more damp on the track then for these to work well. And he spins around then, the back end for Speed Freak. He loses the car. Andrew Pittsmith and Fatality swapping positions at the back. Fatality's not in the race anymore, so his AI has been overtaken quite easily. And Andrew Pittsmith does make a move past into P10. Up ahead of that is Speed Freak now finally making a pit stop onto the intermediates. And Passy flies through into P2. The gap, after losing time in the pit stops, 17 seconds to the man in front. It's looking pretty large at the minute. Jack, princess treatment doesn't work to confirm. No, mate, honestly, for the graphics, I'm extremely so excited to find out, you know, what you've done when you make them. It's going to be really exciting. But all I ask, mate, is if you kind of follow the same colour scheme as what I've got now, because I do like the colour scheme, but a rebrand would be nice. So yeah, you'll have to have a look. Yellow flags then in the left-hander, and it is the Ferrari of Dylan Vince with a 3-second time penalty then, just to really stick a flake in it, and he will not be a happy bunny about that at all. On lap 11 now, 36 time penalty, and he spins around, of course. Passy though, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Sneak peek of the stream starting soon. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You can do if you want. If there's anything that I don't like, is it okay if I maybe if you can like change it? Like, would I be able to ask you for improvements and stuff? Or I'm sure I probably will like it, to be fair, mate. Because all right, okay, thank you. A lot of the stuff you do is pretty damn good. So. Scene and Stray Dog swapping positions then. Scene does make his way into P4 in this race. I'm not entirely sure if Stray Dog's will be able to find it easy to get back ahead. I don't think so, as that is finished now in the rain. You can barely even see it. A few raindrops on the visor is all. As Passy sets another fastest lap, he clearly is finding time. 2 seconds found. We're going to give you a graphic if you don't like it. Comment on and we will prove it. That's perfect, mate. Thank you. I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be rude. Didn't want to be rude, but. Ferrari coming out of the pit lane in P11, and where is he going to end up coming out of the pits? It's 11 right now, and the man behind is way too far. So here we go then. Dylan Vince, 11th place, and very nearly at the back of the grid on lap 12 of 36. A third into the race, 1/3 into the Grand Prix. We get it all the time, says Wolfie. Music has copyright free. That's fine, mate. No worries. Yeah, like you said, I can just send you the music that I want to use, or I can just put it on my OBS and do it my own way as well. So whatever. To be absolutely honest with you, mate, I might just do it myself, but you know, we'll find out. Passy then, everybody. Passy does get the fastest lap of the race on lap 13. Fatality with a 3-second penalty. Passy's absolutely flying. Look at the gap, 12 seconds. I didn't even notice. He's really bringing that gap down, isn't he? Look at this man flying then at the minute. And the gap was 17, by the way, if you've just joined us. Passy's now down to 12, just below 12, nearly 13. Somebody round then. Oh, Pepe's in P12, everybody, in the RB. As the RB does rejoin at the back of the grid at the minute. It's such a shame then for Pepe's, because you know, if you look at the places he started, he's down 9 since the start. The man started in P3. And now he's down to P12. Just clearly the rain isn't his kind of weather. Scene J then, he's all the way up to 4th place after the start. It is impressive from him, really is. You got to admit, he started P12. He did say he's going to do a last to first. He isn't far off that last to first if he carries on. He is though with a time penalty, one of the half of the grid then, with a penalty, and he is one of them at this moment in time. But yeah, Wolfie as well. I'll get thinking about maybe stuff that I want as well. But, oh, Collins with the fastest lap. Andrew Pittsmith with a 3-second penalty as well. The thing that just sparked my mind, though, Collins with a 3-second time penalty. Sorry, my God, brain is fried tonight. Collins with the fastest lap. Maybe he's really starting to reel them in now. We'll have to find out. The gap's 11 seconds to Owen and Passy. Collins 3 seconds to Passy now. It's Perceivable with a 3-second time penalty. And the penalties just keep racking up then, everybody, here today in Austria. Of course, we're at the reverse track right now, the same track, but in reverse. And Owen, at the minute, the race leader with lap 15. 36 laps in the whole race. And send me a DM with everything you want, then I'll get them done. That is perfect, mate. Thanks so much. I'm going to compile a list for you, if that's okay, and then I'll have a look and think about it. I'll get my notepad out in a minute, and I'll have a look while we're commentating. Yes, lap 16 of 36, and 20 laps to go in this race. 20 laps before the end. A long way there still, but Owen is your man at the front, and can he hold it is the question. Behind now is Speed Freak on Perceivable. The rain's still coming down, but it is minuscule, and the intermediate's clearly working much better than the wets right now. Scene J then, everybody, with a 3-second time penalty. As Speed Freak on Perceivable, absolutely millimetres away from each other, but the McLaren sends it up the inside. He then runs wide because of the rain and gets re-overtaken today. Straight up with a penalty. Don Pedrito tries to get ahead here, but very nearly hits the backside of Speed Freak, has the back out of that. Perceivable is into 6 again, splitting the 2. McLaren's up. What a battle we're witnessing here, everybody. 1 lap away from halfway in this Grand Prix, and the drivers have really gave us a good race today so far. With Don Pedrito, the man behind Andrew Pittsmith behind Speed Freak, and a battle going on between these guys, Perceivable and Speed Freak. Speed Freak off the side of the track here, trying to bring himself back on. He picks up a penalty because of that manoeuvre there, as he now tries to get ahead of Perceivable to get back along with his teammate, and he is through past the Mercedes into the final corner, which is usually the first, down towards the main straight, ladies and gentlemen, with Speed Freak being the man in front now, and his teammate is ahead of that. 8.9 seconds, the gap to Owen is 2, ladies and gentlemen. That gap is really closing. Oh, Perceivable and Pittsmith changing positions. The 2 for Mercedes swapping positions. There's Wolfie in the chat. What are you going to be sending me the file on, mate? It's good. All right, perfect. Oh, side by side, then Speed Freak into 5, ladies and gentlemen. Stray Dog down to 6. So he runs it out wide in the back end, and we're going to head all the way down then towards the main straight. The 2 McLaren swap positions again, as we've got Passy being your race leader behind. I'm missing out here. Sorry, Don Pedrito ahead of Perceivable in this little battle. Don Pedrito splitting the 2 Mercedes up now. Stray Dog hits the barrier. Stray Dog hits the wall, everybody. Not entirely sure what happened with him there. I need to go while I sort some stuff out. Hope you have a good stream. Thanks, Wolfie. See you later, mate. Owen with a 3-second time penalty, ladies and gents. He does have a 3-second penalty. You know what, speaking of that, it's only Pepe's, Passy and Collins without penalties today. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Fatality with 12. It is 3 for Perceivable, Stray Dog, and Owen, and Don Pedrito. Then it is 6 for Scene, Speed Freak, and Dylan. Then it is 9 for Andrew Pittsmith, ladies and gents. So penalties are looking quite big for some drivers in today's race. They really are. As we head around the final corner, with Don Pedrito looking right up the backside of Andrew Pittsmith right now. and looking to make a move as soon as possible. Oh, the McLaren ahead of that as well, losing his rears, sliding into the left-hander, and he slides again and through that left-hander, everybody, trying to keep himself on the track. As Dylan Vince with a 3-second penalty, that's another penalty to his name. Now just adding to that tally, but Passy now ahead of Collins still, but only by 1.3 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. The gap is coming down. I think we missed a pit stop actually, because it was who was the man in front of that? I've completely lost what I was thinking. Either way, Passy's in the pit lane. Collins, ladies and gentlemen, takes the race lead here on lap 20 of 36. 16 laps to go, and the two Hasses are 1 and 2 in this race. Out of the pit lane comes Passy, and C&J enters now in the Ferrari. He's going to go on for the brand new intermediate tyres, so still wet out there on the track as the race ticks by slowly but surely. Seen out of the pits in 6. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to come out in 6th now, as he's neck and neck with Speed Freak coming out of the pit lane. He's got a Ferrari on his outside. Oh, sorry, he's got a McLaren on his inside as well. Can the McLaren make his way through neck and neck into the left-hander? They're going side by side. The Ferrari just about makes a jump on him up the inside, and he gets ahead into 4. An easy move there for him with 16 laps to go into today's Grand Prix. We are over half race distance now. Lap 21 of 36 then. C&J is in 4th position, and of course started it back. He's got 16 seconds to Passy, but forget about that. It is the two Hasses then, everybody, who at the minute are 1 and 2 in this race. They are locking out the front, and they could be on for a 1-2 finish and a double podium then for the Haas team today. That would be a pretty exciting thing. Would be nice to get both of the Hasses in the post-race interview room, but of course Collins can't do that today, unfortunately. It is a shame, but hopefully we can hear him next week. Even then, ladies and gentlemen, he has won 3 races out of the 3 that he has turned up to this season, and he could go 4 for 4 with the races that he's been to today if he really puts his foot down now. He's got 7 seconds to his teammate behind, who also has a time penalty, which is going to really throw a spanner in the works for him. And Collins is seemingly pretty safe then, ladies and gents, heading into the second half of this race. Passy now with a fastest lap on the intermediate tyres, clearly finding a bit of time. As Dom Pedrito and Percival swapping positions here tonight, and Dom Pedrito is in 10th place, coming out of the pit lane now. We'll see what he's got to do. Will he be able to pass anybody? He is massively far behind then Percival, who came out of the pit lane in 9th position. As we look up the order, a lot of time penalties then. The only 3 drivers here at the minute is Collins, Passy and Peppies without time penalties. They're running really well today, and they should be very proud of themselves for not getting a penalty in these tricky conditions. That is really, really good stuff. And to be leading the race with no penalties, incredible. Absolutely on the limit here, and still driving within the white lines every lap that goes by, with only 13 laps to go of the Austrian Grand Prix. across the line for the Haas car. His teammate is 6.3. The gap was 7. The gap was 7, so Owen's gaining on his teammate. This could be good for Owen, but I don't think he's got enough laps, in my opinion. I really don't. With that penalty he's got as well, it could be more than 3, but I'm not entirely sure. Only 3, actually, yeah, so not ideal on Owen there. Realistically, that is a 9-second gap, ladies and gents, between Owen and Collins because of that penalty, which isn't good on him, but he'll have to try and work it out if he wants to win this Grand Prix tonight. But if you're in the chat, everybody, it's been a fun race so far. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to put in a race prediction, you are more than welcome to. We'll see who's going to win out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a very nice evening so far. In the pit lane for Fatality, then the pit crew making absolutely stellar job of it, and he's out on the intermediates, getting passed by Dom Pedrito in the pits as he comes out in P10. As 11 laps to go then of the Austrian Grand Prix here for the reverse race that we've got, and the 2 Haases, ladies and gentlemen, on the front of this pack, and they are currently set for a double podium in this race. And Dom Pedrito picks up a 3-second time penalty. In the pit lane is Dylan Vince, then in the Ferrari. He exits on brand new intermediates. It isn't looking like we're going to get the dryers at all today. It's a wet race ahead of the drivers. And I think actually it was Stray Dog talking about putting in wet conditions in the races and trialing that, and maybe that's something he's done today. But in my opinion, it's worked absolutely brilliantly. We've had no retirees the whole entire session. There is somebody that left. I think it was Fatality. He looks like he's back in the race today, unless it was Pepe's. I think it was Fatality. But even then, he might be back in. Collins has made a pit stop on the Inters. And Owen, I don't know how many times Owen's pitted. He has pitted once. Passy has pitted twice. He makes an overtake past Collins then in the pit lane. He might even be overtaken by the McLaren here, but it's Straydog who's been lapped, so he's just unlapping himself now past one of the race leaders of Collins, and they head all the way out of the pit lane in 3rd place then. Doesn't get overtaken again, but the gap to the guys in front is fairly big, and the time penalties are 3 seconds. So right now, realistically, Collins has got about 7 seconds to gain if Passy is in P3. Sorry, if Passy has got a 3-second penalty, my bad, because of course the gap is 10, and if you take 3 off, that's 7 seconds then really, you know, for him to be in range of taking 2nd place. 10 laps to go. It's Dylan Vince with a 3-second penalty, and he has got, we'll find out, 12 seconds of pens. It's pretty big then, on par with Fatality there as well. And the next closest to it is Andrew Pipsmith then on the 9, then it's the 6s, then it's the 3s then on time penalties, ladies and gentlemen. So the biggest we've got today is 12, and that is 2 drivers as Passy enters the pit lane. So Collins should be able to get one up on him now and pass him into 2nd place, and now it is the 2 Haases back again in 1 and 2. Collins, though, has got a bit of a back marker to pass, who goes ghosted there, and he flies past him, and that was like he was never there, as Collins goes into 2nd place with 9 laps remaining, and Percival picks up yet again another time penalty. Only 2 drivers now without time penalties in the race. Collins setting... Oh, didn't even notice that. Collins setting the fastest middle sector, 1st sector, because he is on the slicks. It is dry out there on the track then, ladies and gentlemen, and these last laps might just fly by. Dry weather is upon us and the slick compound tyres are out. If Collins is setting fastest sectors, clearly it is dry enough for these tyres. He's going to head towards the end of the second sector. Will it be purple? If it's purple, it's definitely good. It is purple again in the middle sector. Collins is flying and these mediums clearly working good for him then. The intermediates not doing them too well. Dom Pedrito with a 10-second penalty for crossing the white line on the pit lane exit as Collins towards the line, and he's going to go for the fastest lap here then across the line for the Haas. It's a 1:11.3, a stonking time for him, and now that just proves then, everybody, that these tyres are much more suited to the conditions right now. Percival with a 10-second penalty now for speeding in the pits as well, and it's speed freaking Percival in the pits with the mediums coming on, and you're going to get a lot of drivers now pitting for the slicks. Collins is out on the mediums, and that has worked an absolute dream for him. Owen, he's on the mediums too, but he's 6 seconds behind. Superb stuff then. Passes in 3, 2 Ferraris coming 4 and 5, and the 2 Mercedes aren't far away from each other as well, as Percival's out in 8th position. But what a race so far with only 8 laps to go. I say only 8 laps, and then the post-race interviews, everybody. So we're going to be getting on to, you know, past 10 o'clock tonight for the commentary. Bit of a later one today, but it's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? And, you know, post-race interviews should be good. Don't know how many we're going to get, but I know we should get a couple. I think Stray Dog might want to get interviewed. Normally he does come in, so that'll be quite exciting. Collins then goes fastest in the first sector, and he is just finding masses of times then out there on the track. As each lap goes by, it gets even more drier. The moist just evaporates into the air, and Collins in the Haas just finding absolutely piles and piles of grip on the track as he's flying, and goes fastest first sector, soon to end the second as well, and we'll find out if it's quickest in the middle as well. He was fastest last lap, could be fastest again today. Pipsmith now sets a good lap as we've got Collins crossing the middle sector. It isn't purple middle sector, maybe it was Mr. Andrew Pitsmith there that set a good middle sector, as Dom Pedrito does the exact same. It's the 1:11.110, and now he's on pole position. Here comes Collins over the line then, everybody. Will it be a pole position? Why am I talking like it's qualifying? What? My bad. Fastest lap. I'm talking completely wrong here. No fastest lap then for Collins, but his teammate Owens does take it. 1:10.6 into the 1:10s now. We're dropping down the time. We're dropping down the lap times then. 1:10s we're doing now here in Austria. 1:09 for Scene, the fastest laps just flying in. Look at this, Scene J then with the fastest lap now, everybody, and the laps are ticking by, and the driver's heading quick around the track now, and we should get these last 6 laps done fairly quickly then, everybody. Shouldn't be too long at all. There's 6 laps remaining, and Collins on for another race win. 4 for 4 he's going to go after the races that he's been here to, and it's just impressive, it really is. Pepe's in the pit lane. Dylan Vince them, and then another penalty. Stray Dogs in the pits. The McLaren team waiting for him to serve a penalty. Will the somebody's round. Hang on. Dom Pedrito spins in P9 and just ruining his race a little bit more, as his tyres will be a bit cooked now, and he brings himself back on, but down in 10. Straight up coming out of the pit lane in 11 currently, getting lapped again actually, but not back of the grid right now as Pepe's is getting absolutely swarmed by the pack, getting overtaken again, I believe. Getting maybe lapped again, I don't know. I think, is that lapped twice? I don't know. Pepe's has stopped 4 times. I think he has been lapped twice. That is pretty bad then for Pepe's today. Not gone his way one singular bit. It is lap 32 with Collins in the 1:09 now. 1:09.6 for his fastest lap now. And Pepe's with another 3-second time penalty. He's really struggling out there today. Sorry, with the first penalty for him. My bad. Pepe's with the first penalty, but he is struggling out there with 4 pit stops. You know, although a lot of drivers have done 3, of course. Oh, the Alpine of Don Pedrito spins around in P10. He brings himself back on, but whoa, that could have been a lot worse if we didn't have ghosting. That could have been a lot worse. With 4 laps to go. Three laps remaining, everybody. 3 laps. It's Don Pedrito with a 3-second penalty. The penalties are just racking up today. And Collins, it's going to feel even more special for him when he crosses that line, if he crosses that line, without a single time penalty. You know what? We're going to check the race director, just in case he has got any warnings. Incidents. Where are we? Incidents. Who are we looking for? Collins. Can we see any Collins? Collision with Passy. Collins there, exceeding track limits once. Goes all the way down, but at the minute, everybody, looking pretty much on the side of Collins. Barely any exceeding track limits for him. Only 1 or 2. But will it be a penalty today? Isn't looking like it right now. Pepe's breaks into the 108s with 2 laps remaining. 2 laps before the end. 2 on this one, actually. Whoa, it's been a really good race. And Dylan Vince now in a 1:08. It is Speed Freak picking up another penalty. Just racking up as Collins over the line then for one of the penultimate times now. And yes, the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix begins. Collins 1, Owen 2. We're currently looking like we are on for a Haas 1-2 finish in Austria reverse. With a penultimate lap of the race starting now. Time penalties flying around everywhere, and a nice little battle we've got going on at the back then. No, we haven't, my bad. It's Collins then going out to overtake Pepe's, my bad. Maybe a battle coming on here though with Don Pedrito and Fatality. It could be, oh, never mind, contacts, wing damage, and Fatality goes around. Don Pedrito picks up front left end plate damage on the Alpine. Collins at a 107.8. Everybody just getting much faster lap by lap. 107 now. Passy with another penalty. But Collins still the man to not get one. And it's the last lap of the Grand Prix now, everybody. After a long 35 laps, the final lap of the 36 begins, and the Haas car of Collins is soon to bring it home with a 7.6 second advantage to his teammate out of every single driver on the grid. 11 other drivers with a time penalty, and he's the only one not to get one throughout the tricky conditions of the full wet compound tyres. Then we went to the intermediates, and now we have managed to get ourselves onto the slicks, and it was actually Collins that made that first icebreaker decision to go onto the medium compound tyres. The risky decision, which could have not paid off, but it absolutely has, and now he finds himself masses ahead of the drivers behind, especially his teammate, which he wants to beat tonight, and he's definitely going to do that. Collins then is going to round off the final corner, and here in Austria Reverse, he's going to cross that line, everybody, to win the Austrian Grand Prix backwards tonight. It is Owen who's going to come across the line 7 seconds after to bring it home for a Haas 1-2 finish today in Extinguished Motorsports. The Haas's finish 1 and 2. Passy comes home and takes the final spot on the podium here in Austria. Scene J, after a brilliant race, starting at the back of the grid. He's fourth through the order, making countless positions up on the first lap of the race, especially, and now he's looking for a fastest lap as well on his last lap around here in Austria Reverse for round 5. He heads into the final corner. It's the Ferrari of Scene, who's made up massive positions, then 8 positions, ladies and gentlemen, he's gained. He crosses the line to take P4 today, and the fastest lap at the end, snatching an extra point away from the championship leaders. It's going to be Andrew Pittsmith over the line in 5, then he'll finish in P5. It's Dylan Vince over the line in 6. People might change though because of time penalties. We'll find out. Dylan Vince 6, Speed Freak in 6 now with Dylan Vince 7 on penalties, and Percival over the line in 8th. The last driver to cross the line is the McLaren of Stray Dog Racing in 11. What a race, and that is it. It is over. Brilliant afternoon, everybody. Really enjoyed that race. W laps as seen. You're completely right, mate. Absolutely good stuff from you. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest lap and the driver of the day goes to Scene, race winner, and the cleanest driver is Collins, and the most overtakes is Speed Freak. Here we go then for the Austrian Grand Prix. In reverse, the 2 Hasses then take 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen, here in Austrian, in the Styrian Hills. Colin 1, Owen 2, Passy 3, Scene J 4, Andrew Pittsmith 5, then Speed Freak 6, Dylan Vince 7, Percival 8, 9, Dom Pedrito, and 10 is Fatality. Then it is Stray Dog 11 and Pepe's 12. We didn't get a single retiree today, everybody. Thanks for joining us. It was a brilliant afternoon. Round 6 is next, and we'll see you all there. We don't know what track it is, but it's going to be a good one. See you later. Have a good night. And yeah, it's going to be great. See you next week. Right, there we go, everybody. There we go. We've done the little the clip. See you next week. I'm not actually going. Spoiler alert. We have got a the post race interviews, but that is the the clip sorted now for the video after the race. Right then, everybody. Post race interviews next. Let's get on to it. I'm gonna just get the Discord up then. And we will get some post-race interviews sorted, everybody. But what a race. Really well done for the drivers. Right, hang on a minute, mate. Let me just really quickly get the audio sorted. 2 secs. Wow. Right. Just give me.
Mate,
Right.
that was a tough one.
Who am I taking first on interview, boys?
Do Collins first. Do the race winner.
Collins first.
Oh,
Well,
nice race, Owen. Great race.
mate,
Ah,
honestly.
monster.
Well, what are we going for? Collins, yeah?
Yeah, do Collins, yeah. Do
Well,
the race winner first.
Let's go. Congratulations, Collins. It's I think it's 4 for 4 now, isn't it? On the races you actually attended, which is
I think so, yeah.
crazy. Absolutely. Well, just give us your general thoughts on the race, mate. Of course, tricky conditions at the start. How did you find it all? And, you happy with your result?
Mate, that's probably the best race I've ever done on this game. Like, Owen and Passy was fast, like, in the wet. I don't know what setup they was running, but it was too quick. I let Owen pass me at one point to go and get Passy because I thought there's no way I'm catching him.
Yeah.
And then strategy just worked in my favour. I just held out on them inters till about, I think it was about 78% on the race. And I literally pitted just at the right time. So yeah, it's the mediums lit up. Then I was able to gain some time on Owen and Passy, and then just go basically.
It was definitely impressive to see. Talking about, of course, the tricky conditions at the start. What do you think was the trickiest part of the track? Let's go trickiest part of the track in the wet and the dry, because of course it's in reverse, isn't it? So it's different. It's different heading around the track. What do you think the trickiest points were?
I don't know what turn it is. You know the sharp one. Because it's going downhill.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Turn
Yeah.
three. Turn three.
Yeah, I think turn 3 maybe. Because it's going downhill and without ABS, it just locks up constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, in the wet, it was a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, like rule me out. If that was wet for the full race, then no chance. I'd be further behind. But yeah, great race by Owen, great race by Passy as well. These two are two to watch out for.
Absolutely, and mate, honestly, I'm hoping very much you're here next week because that was a superb drive, made for a good stream as well, I think. So
I hope so.
It was good. Hopefully you enjoyed the watch back. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks for talking to us. We'll bring Owen into this now. Then, of course, Haas 1-2. I mean,
yeah,
I did not expect that. I did not expect that.
What a finish! It was really good. I've not seen a 1-2 for a long time, and how it worked out as well. It was good. Owen, just give us your general thoughts on the race now. Then, same thing.
Well, obviously it was a wet start to the Grand Prix. Like a very wet start to the Grand Prix. So I thought, let me just take a gamble on intermediates. And it actually paid off really well. In one position on the start, I don't know who I overtook. Probably was Passy, actually. And then pretty much from there onwards, like obviously the wets were faster, but the inters actually held up pretty well. And I was going to go to like 20 on the intermediates, but I thought, okay, if I go to lap 20, I'm going to get a puncher. So I thought, let me pit lap 17, go on another set of intermediates just so I can make it a bit further. And then obviously it dried up towards the end. And when Collins boxed for mediums, I thought that was not going to work.
Yeah.
But he actually made it work perfection. And he probably deserved that win because he went from pole to victory as well. So brilliant drive from him. But I'll take a P2 myself.
And do you think you were expecting the result you got today, or was it a bit of a surprise?
Bit of both. I knew, like, honestly, my setup was pretty rapid in qualifying. I think I set like a 104.6 if I remember correctly. I was only like about under 3 tenths from pole. So honestly, I was just going for points, but I did not expect a second place there.
No, that was good to watch. It really was. Haas 1-2. I think that's going to do you guys wonders in the championship points as well. So it's going to be good to look at when, of course, they get updated. But I wish you both luck. Do wish you both luck next week. Hopefully, Collins can make it as well, and we can get a another good finish for the Haas drivers.
Yeah,
Hopefully, if we're both in the Haas, you'll see a 1-2. Great drive, Owen.
honestly, Collins, you should be in the Haas, mate. I think we work really well together.
Yeah, definitely. I'll join the Haas if you're in it next week.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to see it. We got to see it again.
Yeah, I'm a
Teammates
Haas main.
confirmed.
Yeah, I'm a Haas mate. I'm a Haas main driver, so I'm basically in Haas for the whole races. But drivers they were seen, wasn't it? So he gets to pick the next track. I pray
Yeah.
to God if it's Netherlands reverse, I'm gonna be so screwed.
What track would you pick, Owen?
Well, honestly, that I'm still thinking because I've only been here for 2 weeks, and the first 2 races I've got were both podiums, so I'm just literally lost for words. I did not expect to see the start that I've had so far.
It's definitely good to watch. Go on, mate.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely.
Oh, yeah. Well. Sorry, you're gonna say something? Or?
Go on, mate.
Oh, right.
No,
Okay.
go on.
I was to say, yeah, it's been good to see, and hopefully, you guys have a good result, and we can speak to you again and interview you next week.
Nice one, Jack. Appreciate that.
No worries, mate. Thanks for joining us as well. Even though I was expecting you weren't going to join the interview tonight, like you said, but no, it's good. It's good you came in.
I've literally got to shoot off, but
yeah, no worries. Thanks for joining, mate.
But yeah, I'll leave you be.
Yeah, all right. I'll get straight on now. So you have a good night. See you later, boys.
Yes.
Right.
All right, I'm off as well because I've got another league race to do.
No worries, mate. See you later, mate. Good luck.
Catch you later. Thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much 2 interviews done. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Not bad.
It's good to speak to you. Give us your general thoughts once again on the race tonight. How do you think it went?
Not too bad to be fair. I took a gamble. Intermediates were fine, and I tried to stay on them intermediates from the start as long as I could. But the track was drying that quickly. It was still damp and greasy in a lot of the places. Like my right tire was at 66%.
Jeez.
The lap before I pitted. I'm like, I can't do another couple of laps on these. These are gonna die. I'm gonna have a puncture before I even pit. And I thought, I need to get off these tires. I don't want to go on to another set of intermediates for 5-6 laps. So I just took the gamble and went straight onto the mediums because that was my only option at that stage of the race. If I wanted to do the intermediates again, I should have pitted probably around about the same time as the front runners did, off the wet tires. But I thought I might have been able to survive a little bit longer on the intermediates, but there we go.
Fair enough.
It wasn't to be.
Yeah.
And I knew when I went onto the mediums that I was going to lose time to the people that were still in intermediates, and being lapped sort of thing. So I knew that I was going to be given regardless of what I was going to do. But overall, it could have ended worse. I could have been in a wall or something else. So
yeah,
I can't complain too much at the end of the day.
I was going to say one thing that has impressed me most about today's race is no drivers retiring as well. I think that was good. That was very good, especially in the conditions we had. So that's nice to see. Well, I just want to ask you as well. Was you last week? I think you was talking about introducing wet weather, wasn't you? Like, is that something you've done tonight as on
As
purpose, or
no, so normally I put weather on dynamic
yeah?
with the weather forecast on approximate.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know what I don't know what the weather's going to be before the race. If I I've spoken about it before, like to do it on a wheel, or look at the real life weather at where the track is, sort of thing. So like let's say um what track can I think of? Some of that, like, Spain or Portugal, where there's a small chance of rain, or
Yeah,
Brazil. Like I look at a weather forecast in that area, and I'd say, right, it's shown as rain for like like for the most part. That so I'll make sure that the race will start as rain, but then leave the rest of it as random on approximate.
yeah,
So it could, like, it'll start rain, and then it could go to dry with the first 4 laps of the race, or it might take longer for the rain to go away, or it might rain the whole way through. It it was a system that we used in our 100% league back in 23, where start the race, it was whatever the forecast was in real life for around that track, and then the rest is random on approximate,
yeah,
sort of thing. So it could literally be raining at one track. It might be raining the next track, and so on, or it might be the next track, sort of thing. You just don't know. It'll be whatever it is over that track, like around about this time, or
yeah.
like an hour before the race, sort of thing.
Well, that does sound pretty interesting. I want to go back to the track. Of
Yeah, yeah.
course, Austria is. I mean, in my opinion, I absolutely love it. But of course, you've had to do it backwards today. What do you think is the trickiest part of the track in reverse?
It's the two hairpins. So what would be turn 3, turn 4?
Yeah.
Because going going for turn 3, like normally you're going uphill.
Mhm.
So like braking isn't too bad. Like getting the car slowed down for the corner isn't too bad, as long as you don't overshoot the corner. And if you do, you've got the gravel trap on the other side. Reverse, you don't have a gravel trap. You have a wall. If you get it wrong.
Yeah.
It's the same with um what would have been turn 4, the normal way. That you like, if you get it wrong and like you ever shoot it, you've got gravel. Backwards, you don't. You've got a wall.
Yeah.
you, so it's like you have to really think about, like, not to late break unless you know you're gonna get the move done into
Yeah.
those two corners, because otherwise you're bollocks basically. Um, because because there's no room for error. Even the second of the double right-handers, like, if you don't have enough downforce on that front end, or if you're not or not going through there fast enough for downforce to get the race pushed into the ground, there's because I found this out in another league race around reverse Austria. Um, so on the exit of the second of the double right-handers, there's a bit of a wall that sticks out,
Yeah.
and I've understeered and hit that corner, and it, like I would not want to be that happening to me in real life, sort of thing. That's how like if you went into that in a normal car, you're basically nearly cutting the car in half,
Gee.
like down the middle, sort of thing, because at speed that would basically kill your car and maybe yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that was in like a normal hatchback or something like that. But but it's one of those tracks where even Zandvoort, like I raced that backwards, and that is nasty backwards. Like
Is it?
all the walls that you don't like, all like the small details that you don't see going a normal way round, you see going backwards. I I watched. So you met. So this would be going. So at Zandvoort, you've got that fast right-hander, um, the normal way, going into sector 2.
Yeah.
So you've got you got one and two, one first one the embanked, the third embanked. That turn 4 is second embankment, and then you've got the what would be like the flat out right-hander going into sector 2. So backwards, there's basically a hole in the wall where there's a recovery vehicle there, and then there's obviously a bit of a wall that sort of sticks out a little bit, and things like that. Someone in another league race bizarrely crashed into that wall. They just understeered. Quite comically, the car just understeered, and it was a dry track. um, so like all the things in like Austria and Zandvoort that you don't see can be deadly
Yeah.
in reverse. Silverstone's not so bad because there's a bit of a gap between the track to the wall, sort of thing. So it's unless you really get it wrong and spin it in and go across the grass and then kill your car, then that's a different story. I mean, maybe cops backwards might be a bit like if you get that if you've try to turn too early for that, you're clipping the inside wall of the old national pits or the old F1 pits.
Yeah.
You clip the corner there, but because on the outside there's like you got quite a way before you hit the wall on the outside there, and even that reverse is interesting because you've got three DRSs on reverse Silverstone. So you've got the Hanger Straight going to Magnus and Beckett's, and you've got the Little Straight literally opposite side of that wall between Magnus and Beckett's and the other straight, and then you've got the National Pit Straight as a DRS
Yeah.
DRS zone there. And I will say this: doing whatever miles an hour with DRS open, going into that little left-hander before I can never remember that damn corner. But but obviously when you're going, I've forgotten all colours now because I think of it backwards. but you know where what we like in the old days, what would be the last corner?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like the old circuit layout.
Yeah.
What would have been what is like the proper like last corner? you've got, and then you got that little right bend after it
Yeah.
going onto the straight. So doing probably nearly 200 miles per hour, nearly, like going the opposite way, doing that little right and left curb before that hairpin. That is madness.
Yeah.
You just sort of like,
Jeez.
because the rear end's lighter with the DRS open, because it's got no downforce to sort of push the car into the track as you're going around that corner. So, like, if you turn too sharply, you're losing the rear end. Sort of
Jeez.
thing. I mean, I've run full traction, and I've done. I've had DRS stuck open on a career mode, and like because of a car fault, and trying to do a corner at speed with DRS open is not pleasant. You're literally losing a bit. You literally spinning as soon as you twitch that left the wheel.
Yeah, yeah. Because the rear end's so light, like you said, yeah.
Yeah, because it's got nothing to pushing it
Yeah,
down
yeah.
into the track. So, but yeah, it's the reverse tracks makes it like in some ways you're just thinking like, why the hell is this even a reverse track?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes the racing more interesting because like people are thinking just a little bit more into the corners because there's more danger with the walls poking,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
corner of the walls poking and things like that. But yes.
Well, it's been a good insight. Thank you very much for that, mate.
Yeah, there is.
It really has, and hopefully we get a good track for next week. Fingers crossed. But thank you,
Yeah.
thanks for very much for joining in again in the
No worries.
interviews, and hopefully speak to you next week again.
Yes. I just want to say, from with regards to last week's in the interviews that you had before.
Yeah.
I want to apologise because I jumped into twice when you had Dylan talking to you and you was talking to him about like the tracks. And with Owen and Owen as well. So I'd apologise for
Oh, no,
interrupting.
yeah,
Like,
no worries, mate.
Because you're doing the interviews and I'm talking when I should be
Yeah,
waiting for my
Right.
turn, sort of thing. But I want to apologise because like I'm sort of like railroading you.
Oh, that's okay, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, I appreciate you saying it though. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And yeah, like I said, I'll speak to you next week then.
Yep. No worries, buddy.
Have a good evening. See you later.
You too. See you later.
Right then, everybody, we're finally done for tonight's interviews. That is it. Thanks for joining us, and I'll be back next Wednesday. Have a good evening and good night.